a lovely area. It's been a while since I've been around here, actually. Started a video around here a very long time ago. Bee in the face. I remember that one very fondly. A bee hit me in the face. For the last 3 days, this will be the 4th, we have had this weather. Blue sky, partial to owl, bee in the face. So countryside, we bloody love the countryside. And look at this as well, there's clouds in the air, in the sky. There's a sheet of it back there. I think that's coming this way. So gradually as the day progresses, we're going to get a little bit darker, but that's about it. You don't need the weather report from me, you can see it! And it's kind of where I am at the time I'm recording, in any way relevant to you. When you're watching this, most likely a few weeks or whenever from now. Huzzah! Now, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's to the right here. And over here. Oh, MOTs. How about that? Now recently I've met a few people online, friends through video games, that kind of stuff, and also 10 Rides. No doubt you'll see one of his comments down below. He's a local around the Tennessee area. Probably lives there actually, that'd be more appropriate, wouldn't it? Sorry! But through 10 and also through some of my friends online, we've gone through the discussion of like locations where you live. Now it's very easy to get bored of where you live. One of my friends is into designing houses on The Sims and such, and you know, the location needs to be appropriate for the house, and the house needs to make the most of the plot area and so on and so forth if you want to get really anal about the design and such. One of my other friends lives in Austria. Lovely place over there. Bloody mountains and it's a beautiful place. And we've had a chat, and they've said they're pretty much bored, really. They'll get up in the morning, see a great bloody landscape in front of them, and like, yeah, okay, that's normal. 10 rides. This lad lives in Tennessee, so surely not too far away from glorious backdrops. But the thing is, and it's relevant to the trip I had to North Carolina and into Tennessee and whatnot, is when you see those mountains just full of bloody trees and they just go on for miles and miles, you get bored of it after a while. And I can relate to that, because towards the end of the trip it was just like, okay, I've seen hills of trees on it, can we see something else? And you'd see a big lake and you think, oh, that's pretty, and so on and so forth. But it's very easy to take for granted where you are and where you live. And while I don't really have any recommendations as to where you can or can't go, or how you can or can't make the most of where you are, because the only way you're gonna, you know, miss it or regret not being there is by not being there. The moment you lose something is when you actually lose it, and you forget how relevant it was or how important it is to you at the time. It's a bit precarious, isn't it? Whee! So there are a couple of corners coming up which I absolutely adore, because you've got all this behind it. Oh, isn't that beautiful? And I know unfortunately I'm going to be able to see more of it, because obviously I'm looking at it, than you can on the camera. But each of these trees and little bushes on the hill and so on and so forth, look at this. I mean, it's just all open space, isn't it? It's lovely. And if you lived round here, like in that house for example, this would just be everything you wake up to in the morning. Rain, snow, sunshine, whatever. This is your place where you live. And it's going to get boring after a while, isn't it? I don't remember this road being so sort of loose, stony in the middle, but you know, take our time around it. Not in a rush to get anywhere. Although a burst of speed every now and then is greatly appreciated. Ooh, yes. And it's a massive shame when you become almost desensitized to the environment around you. I feel the same way with the news and so on and so forth. Like, I just do not give a crap anymore. I just turned it off. And I tell you what, when you've not got that negativity in your life, it bloody well helps. But for everything else, that is your surroundings. I don't know, I mean, if you're an artistic person, you can see the merit in time of day and what colours are around and the changings of the seasons and such, but I understand if you've got to live here all the time, it's going to weigh you down a bit, isn't it? Oh yeah. So how about yourselves? Do you live anywhere special? Do you live anywhere quite nice? I'm quite lucky to be in an area that I am, because we have a lot of this around us. If we want to go see it, it's what, half an hour away at tops. It's bloody brilliant. Now on this subject as well, I am in talks with Cockney. He's got an idea for a possible second bike that he wants to purchase. Although, because he's been riding a few others recently, maybe his opinion will change. Who knows? But I'm excited. I am excited to get back to the US. Almost desperate to do so, actually, because I will admit, when I first came home, it was just like, yeah, sure, why not? But now I'm home and I'm missing it, and I can fully appreciate the holiday for what it was. Because when you're going through the motions at the time, it's just a completely new experience. You're either blown away by it, or it just becomes like, it just piles up. And eventually it's just like, okay, well, there's so much information here, there's so much beauty to take in, I just don't know how to process it, per se. So the next idea I've actually mentioned to him, like, do you want to go back to North Carolina? Because, you know, while the I-20 over from Louisiana to North Carolina isn't the most exciting of places, especially when you've got to go around places like Birmingham and Chattanooga to get around there. Chattanooga, is that the right? Yeah. I said it, screw it, it's on record now, isn't it? We actually want to kind of go the other direction. I'm not going to tell you where. I'm going to not try and spoil it or anything, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. And as luck would have it, there was a program on TV about it actually recently, about the state in itself and some of the areas, and like one of the areas is actually where I want to go. Famous town nearby a lengthy scenic road. Chill the engine for the doggy, there you go. All lovely. And yeah, it might not be as green, it might not be flat, it's definitely an experience. I'm going to go straight on because it's been a while since I've been down that bloody road. There are some great views up here. And if all actually progresses quite well, then I won't need to rent a bloody motorcycle, because that was... Oh, that was expensive. You're talking about the flights to get over there, and then on top of that with a motorcycle for, what was it, 13 days? I think it was 13 days. Yeah. Oh. When you go all out and have like the best insurance you can get, damage cover, because you're riding a massive motorcycle in a new country for the first time, you're gonna want to stay safe, aren't you? But from what Cockney's told me, insurance is fairly cheap, so I'm not sure how the insurance is going to plan out with a international individual riding it, but we'll see. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to be a Harley, but from what Cockney's been on about recently, he wants a BMW GS, which is quite a high bike. So I've said to him, well, you know, I've got short legs, so I'm 5'7", but my poor legs, you know. Now, there's no one behind us, as far as I can tell, so I'm just going to slow down for this bit here. Keeping my eye on the road, look at that. Can't argue with that, can ya? Unless you got to take this bloody road every day. Whoa-hey! But it would be nice to ride a sport touring bike, just to change things up a little bit, because I'm big on my cruisers, my Harley, I say my Harley, it was only a rental, wasn't it? The Diavel, which I've rode a few other bikes here and there as well, and it would be nice just to get something completely different. And what I've noticed as well is where Cockney sits on his bike, it's much higher on a cruiser, of course it is. I do love that corner. So he can actually see over the bushes, whereas I couldn't. And that is a deal breaker for a lot of the scenic routes. No. Cancel. Thank you. My Senna's just popped up there, just like, oh, Sarah, come on. No. Usually I don't have it on, but I'm expecting a couple of messages, so I thought I'll pop it on. The phone's there, so if someone boops me, then so be it. It's all there and sorted. So I've mentioned in previous videos about going back to areas which you like and Google mapping possible new areas to have a look at, so on and so forth. Big old tree trunks there, damn. And for yourselves, I mean, the clock's running here, but screw it, it's a video, isn't it? There you go. What's the most complicated holiday you guys have planned? I keep saying guys, damn it. I hate that word. I don't hate it, but I hate it when I'm doing videos. So overused. Ugh.